It's time for me to do another of my digital rediscovery videos. I think I've done one before this. I'm a bit slow, but I have been uploading quite a lot of videos lately. Those following my channel will acknowledge that. This one I put together, and I want to widen really music lovers' appreciation beyond vinyl, beyond CD, cassette, or even beyond MP3 to the video format. There's a tremendous amount of material out there of tremendous value, and I, as a music lover, enjoy considerably watching a concert on DVD or various other formats. And I rediscovered a few and found a new one or two here, and so I'm going to quickly go through those that I had a glance at over the last couple of months. I want to start off with the Pretenders. I caught this show on YouTube, the 2017 Pretenders live in Sydney. Chrissie Hynde looking immaculately youthful at the grand old age of 67, which puts her at 71 now. I just don't know how she looks so adolescent and vibrant. And she was joined by Martin Chambers, the original drummer of the Pretenders, and then a few new faces, Nick Wilkinson, who's been the bass player since '05, Jimmy Walburn, lead guitar player since '08, and then Eric Hayward, also on guitar since '08. A terrific concert. You really ought to get to watch it. I'll put the link down below. It was very much a greatest hits bash. We've got Talk of the Town, the Kid, and lots of other Back on the Chain Gang, Brass in Pocket from the early albums. And it really is a tremendously strong set from a band that don't seem to have aged at all in 37 years. So I really do suggest you get and have a look at that. That's the Pretenders on YouTube, live in Sydney in 2017. Next, I remember going way back when, to the mid-70s, that I finally fell in love with Van Morrison, and it's too late to stop now. A double album set came out in 1974. I've played it relentlessly over the years. Last year, it was sort of put together again, but expanded, and as the original audio vinyl release was snippets from 4 concerts. His record label decided to release the 4 concerts in entirety, so you got four sets rather than just a collective set from tracks from them all. And in addition to that, there was this fantastic the venues. Let's just run through those. These all took place in 1973, and there was live at the Troubadour in Los Angeles, 23rd of May, and then at the Santa Monica Civic in California, 29th of June 1973. And then Van came back with the band and did 2 nights at the Rainbow Theatre in North London. And as I say, 4 audios in the redone release. But the real jewel in the crown was that they had a recorded live concert at the London's Rainbow on DVD or MP4, and I downloaded it, and it's quite remarkable because it's quite a small stage, the Rainbow Theatre. I went there on many occasions, and of course there's quite a few people, quite a few personnel in Morrison's band even at that time. he had a string section and sort of some horns and keyboards, and so they really were quite crowded on this stage. But it's about just under an hour, and it's extraordinary. He starts off with the Them song, Here Comes the Night. Then he moves into a traditional blues, I Just Want to Make Love to You. Then the big hit, Brown Eyed Girl, Moonshine Whiskey. Then we got the Jazz Soul and Moon Dance. And then the last three songs, Domino from the Choir album, and then Caravan. And he finishes it off with this raucous version of Cyprus Avenue, and the typical end of Van Morrison concerts when he walks off the stage and lets the band take you out to the closure. And of course also they tend to open things up before he arrives on stage, so he really does show to the audience how vital that band was. It's an absolute jewel. You should get to find it. I got it off the internet on a download. It's Van Morrison and his band live at the Rainbow, July 1973, and it's priceless. Sort of rediscovery, because many of those tracks were on the audio vinyl that I possessed. Now one that is definitely a rediscovery. I was running through my collection of CD, DVD, ROMs, and came across a copy of The Doors at the Hollywood Bowl in 1967, and this was released as an official album by the American rock band on Elektra Records, recorded in 1968 at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, which was of course the Doors' hometown. It's not a very long video, but it was an extraordinary experience to refamiliarize myself with this band. The opener, when the music's over, is basically an opportunity for Jim Morrison to display his charisma, his power, and his vitality on stage. I've never seen anybody really more into the music and the lyric than him. And then we've got Alabama Song and the tremendous Backdoor Man, which is a stinging blues from Morrison Hotel. And then as we move through the set, we then get to the Spanish Caravan, and then Light My Fire. Light My Fire is just one of those iconic live songs with Ray Manzarek's solo as good as it gets on keyboards, and a very distinctive sound it might have as well. Absolutely mesmerizing. And it lasts about 10 minutes. And then a couple of other tracks. The end, of course, culminates with the track The End. So if you've never seen it and you're wondering what the Doors were like, go and see it. It's such a powerful piece of concert footage, unlikely ever to be repeated. Right up there with the great singers, Richards, Mercury, Jim Morrison, had him in there, extraordinary. The last one, not the last one, the penultimate one, this is not a rediscovery. Back in the 90s, African music started to take off in the UK. This was mainly as a result of Paul Simon with his Graceland album, where he involved South African musicians. Peter Gabriel, who organised and supported the WOMAD Festival, which was an annual event that encouraged third world music. And also we were trying with a lot of energy to break down the apartheid regime in South Africa, particularly wanting to get the release of Nelson Mandela. And this promoted quite a number of sorry about that, the dog came in and my girlfriend has no insight at all as to the need to keep quiet. So where was I? Yeah. African music was at the front of the stage at last, and I witnessed a concert that was on TV in 1995. It was called African Prom, and it was basically a promotional concert to give far more people the opportunity to see the best that the African continent could offer. And I watched most of it again, and the artists that, if you're interested, I suggest you get to look at were YoussouN'Dour from Senegal, who'd worked with Gabriel, and he had a short set. They all had short sets. And then there was Baba Mal, a Malian artist, extraordinary rhythm on his work. And another artist from Mali called Salif Keita. And they all had a stint. And then there was some South African artists, Johnny Clegg, I recall. And they put together this concert. And there's a lot of footage from this concert in 1995 on YouTube. And these artists actually joined together to do duos. And it's a remarkable piece of work. And these artists have retained a huge interest in my musical listening. And I'm about to upload an album by Salif Keita, so keep posted on that. So African Prom, 1995, Royal Albert Hall, London. Extraordinary. Finish this video because it's going on too long as usual. I want to let you know about a drama series that I've been watching recently called Genius. Now this drama series takes the life of particularly famous people and opens the door and the light to the viewer into their life, through their early childhood, early life before they became famous. And it's been a series that I've enjoyed. I saw the first series, which was on Albert Einstein. The second one was on Pablo Picasso. Hugely influential actors in those roles, Jeffrey Rush and Antonio Banderas, the lead roles for those respective. Well, there was a third season, and it's been around last year, and it was simply called Aretha, and it's basically about the life of Aretha Franklin. And it stars Cynthia Erivo in the lead role, and it basically looks at 3 timelines. We go back to meet Aretha's parents in the 40s, at the time that she was born. We then witness her as she moves into adolescence, and she's basically being looked after by her father. Her father basically got her mother out of the picture, and he basically gets her involved in the gospel choir at the church as a singer. And then we move forward to her in adult life in 1964 to 68, when she gets seen by one Jerry Wexler, a producer with the Atlantic Record Company, I believe. And we witness her rise to be known as the Queen of Soul, and it touches on her support for civil rights, her friendship with Dr. King, extremely rocky marriage to a very, very possessive husband, but we also get some tremendous music. The Franklin family weren't too keen on this series, and so didn't allow the recording rights to a number of Aretha classics, including Respect and Natural Woman. But the other material was available, and it's mainly sung by Erivo, who I think does an absolutely fantastic job, and the music is absolutely spellbinding. Obviously, there's quite a lot of gospel in here, but it's just a joy to witness the energy and the passion and the 100% commitment to song and to soul by this extraordinary talent of Aretha Franklin. So if you don't know much about Aretha, get some downloads on this. Genius, it's called, and it's season 3. It's about 10 hours in total. Fascinating insight into her younger life. She gave birth to a child when she was only 12 years of age, and there's a suggestion that it was definitely statutory rape, but possibly rape, and there's lots of sort of red herrings about that. But it's more than that. It's a celebration of a life that will be described as a genius. Okay, that's my take on rediscoveries. Next time, I'm going to try and do a rediscovery of 1970, and I'm going to look at the genres. And so I'm going to try and kick out the first, which will be on prog rock. I'm going to try and keep the videos down, but I'll be selecting 4 or 5 albums that epitomised prog rock in 1970 and giving a brief summary of them. And then I'll use 70 as a vehicle to look at other genres at that period of time, because for me 1970 was when I really got into music.